My fiancé said, "Come to my place tonight. I'm planning a surprise." When I showed up, everyone yelled, "Happy birthday," to her ex-boyfriend. I just smiled, "Happy birthday, man," and left. She chased me outside, realizing it's my birthday too. What happened next? Absolute chaos. All right, Reddit, I know you're already confused. Grab your popcorn and let me tell you what happened. Name's Cole, 28 male. I work in freight logistics managing supply routes for pharmaceutical shipments, and I thought I had everything figured out. 2 years with my fiancée Paige, wedding planned for April, decent downtown apartment, job that paid well enough. The kind of life where you stop thinking about what could go wrong because everything seems perfect. Met Paige at a mutual friend's wedding. She worked in marketing, had her life together, seemed ambitious. First few months were solid. She was fun, spontaneous, kept things interesting. Moved fast, though. Told me she loved me after 6 weeks. Started talking about our future together after 3 months. I figured she just knew what she wanted, and I really adored this. There were some things, though. Small stuff I brushed off at the time. Like how she'd mention her ex Alec occasionally. Not a lot. Just, Alec used to take me to this restaurant. Or, Alec and I went there once. I figured everyone has exes. No big deal. She said they'd ended on good terms, stayed friendly. I'm not the jealous type, so I didn't stress it. Then, there was the way she made decisions without actually checking with me first. She'd say, "We should do this," and then just assume we were doing it. Booked a weekend trip once without asking if I was free. Got mad when I had a work commitment. But I already paid the deposit. That kind of thing. I'd usually just go along with it to avoid the argument. And she needed a lot of validation. Constant photos for social media. Had to document everything we did. Our relationship had to look perfect online. She'd get weird if I didn't want to take couple photos at dinner. Why don't you want people to know we're together? I figured it was just her generation. Everyone's on their phone anyway. Red flags? Maybe. But nothing that made me want to bail. I said to myself, everyone's got their quirks. November 2nd changed that real quick. Saturday afternoon, my phone lit up. Text from Paige. "Come to my place tonight at 7:30. Big surprise. It was my birthday. Obviously, she'd planned something. It made sense. I'd spent the morning at the gym, grabbed lunch, and picked up a nice bottle from that place she liked downtown. Changed into dark jeans and a button-down. Headed to her apartment across town. Got there at 7:29. Yeah, I'm that guy who shows up on time. Used my key. The apartment was dark. I'm already planning my surprised face when the lights slam on and 20-something people yell, "Surprise!" Balloons covering the ceiling. Banner stretched across the living room wall. "Happy 28th birthday, Alec." Confetti everywhere. People with phones out recording. Everyone was staring at the guy standing next to Paige. Tall, athletic build, expensive haircut, holding her hand like he owned it. Not me, her ex-boyfriend Alec. The room went from celebration to dead silence in about 3 seconds flat. Alec saw me first, still holding her hand. "Oh, hey." Paige's face did this thing where all the color just drained out, like someone pulled a plug. Her mouth opened. Nothing came out. Then, oh no. Here's something she'd mentioned maybe 4 months back, casually, over dinner. Her ex had the same birthday as me, November 2nd. We'd laughed about it. Funny coincidence. What were the odds? I did the math fast. She'd texted me to arrive at the exact time she'd scheduled this party. Same date, her place. This was on purpose. 20 people watching. Paige froze like someone hit pause. Alec looked confused. Me standing in the doorway with the bottle. But I didn't make a scene. I walked over, extended my hand to him. "Happy birthday, man." He shook it, glancing between me and Paige like he was trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Then I set the bottle on the entry table and walked out. Closed the door behind me. Made it to my car, started the engine, when the door burst open. Heels on concrete. Fast. "Wait!" COLE, wait! Paige running in her party dress. Alec behind her at a distance, looking like he just realized he was the punchline. I put the car in reverse. She banged on my window. "I'm so sorry. I got confused about the dates. I thought your birthday was next week." I stopped. Rolled the window down exactly 3 inches. Enough to hear her. "You threw your ex-boyfriend a surprise party. On my birthday. At your apartment. After we've been engaged for 7 months. We're done. No, you can't just leave like..." I backed out. Drove off. Rearview mirror showed her standing there in panic. Party guests filing out onto the sidewalk looking confused. Someone still recording on their phone. Good. Let them record. I drove home, parked, and sat in my living room with the lights off, just trying to process the whole thing. My phone started lighting up like a switchboard. Cole, please answer me. It was an honest mistake. You're overreacting. Overreacting. Right. Around 11 p.m., texts started coming in from people who'd been at the party. Mark, a guy I played basketball with sometimes. Dude, what the heck just happened? Then Nina, one of Paige's coworkers. Are you okay? That was insane. Another from Neil, a mutual friend. I'm so confused. Were you dating her or was Alec dating her? The irony wasn't lost on me. We were freaking engaged. The best one came from someone whose number I didn't even have saved. That was the most uncomfortable party I've ever been to. Alec left about 20 minutes after you. Paige locked herself in the bedroom. Half of us just left. What a mess. I didn't respond to any of them. Just screenshotted everything and saved it to a folder on my phone. Figured it might come in handy later. Then sat there thinking about practical stuff. She had a key to my place. We'd been planning to move in together after the wedding. She'd been slowly taking over my apartment. Her bathroom stuff, her clothes, her shoes, her books. Half my closet. She had access. I'd just humiliated her in front of 20 people. Not great odds for my stuff staying in one piece. I pulled up Google, found a 24-hour locksmith. Emergency rekey. How fast can you get here? Hour and a half. Overnight service runs $420. I'll pay $500 if you can be here in an hour. 45 minutes. While I waited, I started packing. Every single thing she'd left at my place. Everything. 6 large boxes. Labeled them and stacked them by my front door. Then, I went to my safe. Pulled out the engagement ring. $8,500 for a princess-cut diamond, white gold band, the works. She'd picked it out herself. Spent 40 minutes at the jeweler making sure it was exactly what she wanted. I put it in its original box. Set it on top of the stack of boxes. Locksmith showed up at 12:35 a.m. A guy named Leon. Bad night? Getting better. New deadbolt and door handle installed by 1 a.m. Leon tested both keys, handed me the spares, took his $500, and left without asking questions. Professional guy. Then I texted Paige, "Your stuff is packed, including the ring. Pick it up this week or it's going to Goodwill. Your key doesn't work. Don't try it." Blocked her and turned off my phone. Slept 7 hours straight for the first time in months. Sunday morning. 7 a.m. Someone laying on my doorbell like they were trying to set a record. I checked the peephole. Paige and her best friend Tori, both looking like they'd been up all night. Probably had been. Party to crying session to whatever this was. I opened the door. Stood in the frame blocking entry. What? Paige's eyes were red and puffy. "We need to talk. You can't just throw away 2 years like this." "Actually, I can. Your stuff's right there." Tori stepped forward. She's always been the aggressive defender type. "This is insane. She made a mistake with the dates. You're ending an engagement over a calendar mix-up?" I stared at her. "You don't see the real issue here, do you?" Paige started with the waterworks. "Please, I love you. We can fix this. I'll do anything. The wedding's in 5 months. We already sent the deposits. Take your stuff. You've got until Friday. Where am I supposed to put all this? I've been practically living here. Half of my wardrobe is here. Figure it out. You can't just kick me out. This is my home too. Your name's not on the lease. You don't pay rent. You're not on utilities. Take your stuff by Friday or I'm donating it. This is illegal. You have to give me 30 days. You want to test that theory? Go ahead. But your stuff will be at Goodwill while your lawyer's explaining tenant law to you." I closed the door. Locked it. They knocked for another 20 minutes. Then I heard Tori's voice. "He won't open it. Let's go." Sunday afternoon, I got a call from my buddy Brett. He's friends with one of the guys who was at the party. "Bro, the story's going around. People are saying Paige was trying to upgrade from you to Alec in front of everyone." That's about what happened. Alec's telling people she lied about being single. Said she'd been meeting up with him for weeks, told him you two had broken up. I paused. First I'm hearing about it. Yeah, he's pretty mad. The whole thing's making her look really bad. Good. Monday morning, my boss Dean called me into his office. Dean's former Navy, runs logistics like a military operation, zero tolerance for nonsense. "Got a weird call this morning. Your fiancé's mother. Said you threw her daughter out and she's worried about your mental health." Great. The last thing I needed now was this. I explained the party. Start to finish. Every detail. He leaned back in his chair. "She called your workplace over a breakup. That's a new level of desperate." "Yeah. I told her this isn't a work matter and to lose this number. But heads up, she might escalate." "Appreciate the warning." Dean paused. "For what it's worth, you handled it right. Some guys would have lost it." "Didn't want to give anyone a show." "Smart. Keep me posted if this gets messier. HR needs to know if there's ongoing harassment." Monday evening, I came home to fresh scratches around my new deadbolt. Deep ones. I checked my security camera footage. Paige at 5 p.m., trying her old key, then trying to force it, then looking around before leaving. Tuesday morning. Unknown number. You need to give me my key back. I replied, not happening. Come get your stuff. I can't move all that by myself. You need to help me. You've got until Friday. I'm calling the police. You're holding my property hostage. Go ahead. While you're at it, explain why you tried to break into my apartment yesterday. Radio silence. That afternoon, another call from Dean. Your ex's mother called again. Different number. Told her the same thing. She said she's calling corporate next. She doesn't have corporate's number. She'll find it. Just giving you the heads up. Document everything. And I did. Started a spreadsheet. Date, time, type of contact, what was said. Figured if this was escalating, I wanted records. Wednesday evening, 6:30 p.m. knock on my door. 2 cops, a young guy and an older woman who looked tired. Sir, we got a call about a domestic situation. Your fiancée claims you're refusing to return her belongings. I showed them everything. Text conversations. The breakup context. Security footage of her trying to break in. Her stuff packed neatly in labeled boxes right inside the door. The ring sitting on top in its box. She's got a key that doesn't work anymore because she tried to break in after we ended the engagement. I gave her until Friday. That's 5 days to collect 6 boxes. The female cop looked at the boxes, looked at her partner, looked at me. Sir, this is more than reasonable. Most people just throw stuff on the curb. She radioed to wherever Paige was. Ma'am, your belongings are packed and organized. You have until Friday. We can't compel him to do anything else. Loud screeching through the radio. The male cop winced. The female cop sighed into her radio. Ma'am, if you don't collect your property by Friday, he has the legal right to dispose of it. That's California law. I suggest you arrange a pickup. The male cop handed me his card. If she shows up again causing problems, call us directly. After they left, my phone rang. New number. Her mother. How dare you sick the police on my daughter? She called them. I showed them her stuff is ready to go. You've destroyed her. She has nowhere to go. You owe her stability. I don't owe her anything. She can take her stuff to her apartment. She doesn't have her apartment anymore. She gave notice because you two were getting married and combining households. That information landed like a gut punch. What? She gave 30 days notice on her lease because you said she'd move in after the engagement party? She's been staying with you half the time. Her lease ended last week. I never agreed to that. We talked about moving in together after the wedding. After. 5 months from now. You talked about it for months. She took that as an agreement. Talking and agreeing are different words with different meanings. Not my problem. Friday deadline stands. I hung up. That night, I pulled up the old text conversations between Paige and me, searched for any mention of moving in, found discussions about eventually living together and combining households after we're married, and finding a bigger place next year. Nothing about moving in before the wedding. Nothing about her ending her lease early. She'd made a massive financial decision based on assumptions. That wasn't on me. Thursday morning, her ex-boyfriend called. Alec got my number from a mutual friend. Hey man, I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I needed to tell you. She told me she'd ended the engagement 2 weeks before the party. Said she wanted to reconnect with me. I had no idea you two were still engaged until you walked through that door. I sat down. Run that by me again. She said she was single, that she'd called off the wedding and wanted to try again with me. We'd been meeting up for coffee for about 3 weeks. When you showed up, I realized immediately she'd been lying to both of us. Pause. So, she set up the party to publicly transition from me to you. Silence on the other end. Then, that's what it looks like now. I left right after you did. Want nothing to do with this mess. But she's been texting me constantly. I'm not responding. Just wanted you to know. Appreciate it. For the record, I would never have gone along with any of this if I'd known the truth. It's all right, dude. Thursday afternoon. Email from building management. Complaint filed regarding disturbances from Unit 412. Contact office. I called. What's this about? Anonymous complaint claiming yelling and fighting from your unit last night around midnight. I was asleep by 11. Alone. Check your entry logs. This is harassment from my ex-fiancée. We need to verify. Check your logs. I came home at 6:45 and didn't leave. No guests entered. It's a false complaint. They checked, called back. You're correct. We'll note this. Any future complaints will be flagged as suspicious. Friday morning, 9 a.m., her mother and her friend Tori showed up with a rental truck. I let them in. boxes still stacked by the door. Her mother started immediately. This is cruel and vindictive. My daughter is homeless because of you. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. Said nothing. She gave up her apartment because you proposed. She trusted you. Still nothing. The least you could do is help load this. I looked at her. I already wasted time packing it. I'm not loading it too. They started hauling boxes. Her mother kept up a running commentary about me and my future karma. Tori joined in. I stood there scrolling through my phone, occasionally glancing up to make sure they weren't stealing anything that wasn't in the boxes. Tori grabbed one box, opened it to check contents. These are just clothes. Where's her laptop? She didn't keep one here. She says you have it. No. Everything that was here is in those boxes. When they grabbed the ring box, Paige's mother opened it and stared at the ring. She's keeping this. She earned it. That's not how it works here. It's a conditional gift. The wedding isn't happening. Put the ring down. I said she's keeping it. I pulled out my phone. Fine. Go ahead. Take it. I'll just file a report for theft of an $8,500 ring and let the court sort it out. I've got the receipt, the appraisal, and the insurance documentation. All in my name. She looked at me, looked at the ring, set the box down, then continued loading in silence. As they were leaving, her mother turned back. You're going to regret this. She's getting a lawyer. You're going to pay for what you've done to her life. Yeah, sure. I'll be waiting. After they left, I did a full apartment walkthrough. Made sure nothing of mine was missing. Everything accounted for. Saturday afternoon, certified letter arrived. Law firm letterhead. I opened it standing at my kitchen counter. Demand for $12,500. Breakdown. $4,100 for forced relocation expenses. $2,600 for storage unit fees. $5,800 for emotional distress and reputational damage. The letter claimed I'd made verbal promises about cohabitation. She'd relied on these promises by ending her lease, and I'd maliciously breached these promises, causing her severe financial and emotional harm. Pathetic. I took a photo of the letter, sent it to a lawyer my coworker had recommended. Guy named Miles who specialized in family law disputes. He called me back in 20 minutes. This is nonsense. I'll draft a response. His response letter arrived in my email an hour later. Your client terminated her own lease agreement without securing alternative housing arrangements. My client never consented to cohabitation. Your claims lack merit. Any further contact will be considered harassment and met with appropriate legal action. Miles called me after sending it. Keep documenting everything. You're going to need it. Already doing that. Good. Monday afternoon, Miles called me. Her lawyer contacted me. They want to negotiate. I told them no. But get this. They're offering to drop the emotional distress claim if you pay relocation costs. Not happening. That's what I said. They pushed back. I hung up. Wednesday morning, 2 detectives showed up at my door. We need to discuss a theft report. Missing electronics from your ex-fiancée's former residence. I've never been to her apartment. She stayed at my place sometimes. Everything that was here, I packed. She collected it. I have security footage. I showed them the time-stamped video. Her mother and Tori loading boxes into the rental truck. The older detective closed his notebook. We'll follow up. If this is a false report, charges may apply. Thursday morning, building security called up. Woman in the lobby asking for you. Says it's urgent. Don't let her up. I'll handle it. Went down. Paige and her mother. They'd somehow gotten past the front desk guard. Paige started immediately. The police came to my parents' house. They said I filed a false report. I didn't. You stole my stuff. Her mother stepped forward. You're harassing my daughter. First you destroy her housing, then you call the police. She ended her own lease, and she filed a false report. That's on her. 2 security guards approached. Ma'am, you need to lower your voice. Paige's eyes were red. Just let me stay with you for 2 weeks, until I find an apartment. Please. Nope. I hate you, she yelled. I'm aware. Security moved in. Ladies, time to leave. They were escorted out. I went back upstairs. My boss called me into his office 30 minutes later. Third call from your ex-fiancée's mother. She's claiming you're terrorizing her daughter. I spent an hour that afternoon with HR, explaining the situation. Showed them my documentation, the texts, the emails, the security footage, the police reports. Her camp even tried a public scene at a store. Security walked her out in under a minute. The HR manager reviewed everything. This is thorough. We'll note it in your file. If she contacts the company again, we'll handle it through legal channels. Friday evening, Alec texted, Heads up, she's telling everyone you got her evicted and police are investigating you for theft. Neither is true. Figured. Just thought you should know it's making the rounds. Saturday afternoon, I ran into Mark from the party. We'd played basketball a few times. Decent guy. He asked what was the real story and if Paige was actually facing charges. I explained the false police report, the investigation closing it as unfounded. That makes more sense. Mark said her version didn't add up, but that video from the party is circulating. Someone posted it in the group chat. 20 people saw exactly what happened. She can lie all she wants. Beautiful. Sunday night, 2:30 a.m., something woke me up. Loud crash, glass breaking. I grabbed my phone, turned on lights. The living room window shattered, brick on my floor. Called police. They came, took a report, no witnesses, no camera angle on that side of the building. The responding officer looked at the brick. Any previous reports? 3. Building security has documentation. She tried to break in last week. I'll note the connection, but without cameras or witnesses, not much we can do tonight. Filed an insurance claim Sunday morning, $850 deductible. Building management called. We saw the police report. We're adding cameras to that side of the building. Should be installed by Wednesday. I figured that would be the end of it. But Monday morning, this shit happened. I came down to the parking garage for work, and I froze when I saw this. My 2021 Dodge Charger RT looked like it had been through a war zone. All 4 tires slashed. Not punctured, slashed, long cuts. Both side mirrors ripped off completely. Abuser keyed across the entire driver's side. Hood, doors, all the way to the rear quarter panel. Deep gouges through the black paint down to bare metal. The windshield had a massive crack spiderwebbing across it. Both passenger windows smashed in. I'd only had the Charger for 10 months. Still making payments on it. Stood there for a minute, just taking it in. Building security showed up. Geez. When did this happen? Sometime between midnight and now. I parked here around 11 last night. Let's check the cameras. We reviewed footage in the security office. Coverage was spotty in the garage. Lots of blind spots. But we caught something. 3:45 a.m. Figure in a black hoodie entering through the stairwell. Couldn't see the face. Wrong angle. But the body type and movement looked familiar. About 5 feet 6 inches, slight build, moved quickly but nervously. I kept looking around. Building pulled stairwell door access timestamps that matched the entry/exit window on the footage. No guest fob used for my floor. It was a tailgate. The timing lined up with the damage window on my car. Spent approximately 18 minutes near my car. Too dark to see details of what they were doing, but the timeline matched. Left the same way they came in. A stairwell camera caught them leaving at 4 a.m. I called my insurance company. They sent out an adjuster that afternoon. He circled the Charger twice, taking photos, making notes. This is extensive. We're looking at around $7,300 in damages. My stomach dropped. Can it be fixed? Yeah, but it'll take time. Paintwork alone is a couple weeks. The keying went deep. We'll need to repaint most of the driver's side. Both windows, mirrors, windshield, all 4 tires. You've got $1,000 deductible. Yeah. I'll process the claim today. We'll arrange a rental. $7,300 in damages according to the body shop estimate. I took photos of everything. Filed a police report. Called Miles. Document everything. Photos, police report, estimates. We might need this. Think we can prove it was her? Body type matches. Timeline matches. She knows where you park, but that hoodie makes it hard to prove definitively. Did the police dust for prints? They're coming back tomorrow to do that. Good. Tuesday morning, new text from unknown number. Stop ruining my life or it gets worse. Screenshot. Sent to Miles and police. File for a restraining order, Miles said. This is threatening behavior. Police came back Tuesday afternoon. Dusted the car for fingerprints. Found some on the driver's side door handle and one of the broken mirrors. We'll run these. If they match anyone in the system, we'll contact you. Wednesday morning, the initial hearing. Paige had filed for a restraining order against me. Harassment, stalking, threatening behavior. The irony wasn't lost on me. The judge heard both sides for a temporary ruling. I showed up with Miles. She was there with her lawyer and her mother. The judge reviewed her petition. You claim the defendant is stalking you. Yes, Your Honor. He appears places I go. He's trying to intimidate me. Evidence? He was at the grocery store last week when I was there. The judge looked unimpressed. Public location. Anything else? He got me evicted. I'm homeless because of him. How did he accomplish this eviction? We were going to live together. I ended my lease. Then he called off the wedding and kicked me out. The judge looked at me. Did you agree to cohabitation before the wedding? No, Your Honor. We discussed living together after the wedding, 5 months from now. She ended her lease without confirming I'd agreed to change that timeline. The judge looked at Paige. So you made a housing decision based on assumption rather than confirmation? He led me on. We talked about it. Verbal discussions without confirmation don't constitute binding agreements. Judge flipped pages. You also filed a police report claiming theft. He stole my laptop. According to the investigating detective's report, all your property was accounted for and collected. The case was closed as unfounded. Were you aware filing a false police report is a crime? Paige's face went pale. The judge looked at me. Anything to add? Miles stood. Your Honor, my client has been continuously harassed by the petitioner. She's contacted his workplace 3 times, appeared at his office building, filed a demonstrably false police report, vandalized his vehicle causing $7,300 in damage, broke his window with a brick, and sent threatening messages. We have documentation and witness statements. Miles handed over the evidence file. Security footage, police reports, text screenshots, work incident documentation, photos of my destroyed Charger. The judge spent 5 minutes reviewing. Looked up at Paige. Ms. Chen, I'm denying your petition for lack of merit. I'm issuing a temporary protective order in favor of the defendant pending the full hearing in 2 weeks. Maintain 100 yards from him, his residence, and his workplace. No contact, direct or indirect. Paige was crying. This isn't fair. He destroyed my life. Court adjourned. 2 weeks later, at the full hearing, the judge reviewed the same stack of evidence, denied her petition again, and granted my restraining order for 3 years with the same distance and no contact terms. Violation equals arrest. Outside, her mother screamed across the parking lot. You've ruined her. Miles stepped between us. Ma'am, you're witnessed. Walk away. They left. Miles and I stood by his car. That went better than expected. What happens now? She's bound by that restraining order, but document everything anyway, in case she violated the order. How about the car damage? We'll pursue that separately. Civil suit. We've got the threatening text, the pattern of behavior, and the timing. Even without definitive proof she did it, we can make a strong case. 6 days after the restraining order, Paige violated it, shocking no one. She got into my apartment building by following a resident through the security door, made it to my floor, started banging on my door at 11 p.m. I didn't open it. I called building security while watching her through the peephole. They called police. She was arrested in the hallway, still banging on my door when the cops showed up. Spent the night in county jail. The judge kept the 3-year order in place and put her on 6 months probation. The arraignment was quick. She pleaded no contest. The judge was not amused. You were given clear instructions 6 days ago. You violated those instructions. You're fortunate I'm not imposing jail time. 6 months probation. If you violate this order again, you will serve time. But here's where I stopped being nice about it. I filed a civil suit. $7,300 for the Charger damage, $850 for the window, $500 for the emergency locksmith, $1,100 for my lawyer's fees so far. Total, $9,750. Miles filed it Thursday. We have the threatening text, the pattern, the timing right after the breakup, and her violation of the restraining order showing disregard for legal boundaries. It's a strong case. Her lawyer contacted Miles trying to settle, offering $3,000. Tell them $9,750, or we go to court, and I add emotional distress to match her original demand letter. They came back with $5,500. $9,750. Final offer. We have everything documented. Miles called me with updates. They're hesitating. Her lawyer knows she doesn't have a defense, but she's probably broke from legal fees. Not my problem. Agreed. I'll push harder. They agreed to $8,800. Payment plan over 4 months. First payment due in 2 weeks. Or the full amount becomes immediately due and we pursue wage garnishment. Her lawyer dropped her after that. Apparently, she'd been lying to him about multiple things, and he didn't want his name attached to it anymore. The fingerprints from my car came back. No match in the system. Without prints, the hoodie footage wasn't enough for criminal charges. But Miles used it effectively in the civil case. The preponderance of evidence suggests the defendant was responsible. Body type matches. Stairwell timestamps align with the footage. She knew where he parked. Threatening text sent the next day. According to the grapevine, the situation at her parents' house is getting ugly. Her mother is furious about the legal fees, the criminal charge, the civil suit payments. They're fighting constantly. Her father apparently sided with me after seeing all the evidence, which caused a whole separate issue. Brett told me her dad came to one of the basketball games specifically to talk to me. He apologized, said his wife and daughter had been feeding him a completely different story. When he saw the police reports and court documents, he realized they'd been lying. He wanted you to know he doesn't blame you. Her job got complicated too. She works in marketing for a mid-sized company. Word got around about the arrest, the restraining order violation, the false police report. HR had a meeting with her about how her personal conduct was reflecting on the company. They put her on a performance improvement plan, which is corporate speak for one more problem and you're gone. Alec wants nothing to do with her. She tried contacting him a dozen times after everything exploded. He blocked her on everything and told mutual friends she'd used him as part of some scheme. Most of her friend group dissolved. The party guests saw what happened firsthand. The video someone took circulated. Alec confirmed she'd lied about being single. The false police report and arrest sealed it. She went from having a decent social circle to being mostly isolated. Her reputation in our mutual social circles is toast. Now, it's been 4 months since the party. Here's where everything landed. Paige is still living with her parents in her childhood bedroom. She's 27 years old, sharing a bathroom with her teenage brother. According to mutual friends, she's looking for apartments, but her credit took a hit from the legal fees and civil suit payments, making it harder to find places that'll approve her. She's still employed, but barely. The performance improvement plan at work means she's under constant scrutiny. Any mistake gets documented. She's basically waiting to get fired. The $8,800 payment plan wrapped. 4 monthly payments cleared on schedule. If she'd missed one, the full remaining balance would have come due, and we'd have started wage garnishment. Miles set it up that way on purpose. The 3-year restraining order is active. She can't come near me, my building, or my workplace. Can't contact me directly or through third parties. Violation means arrest and jail time. She's already got one violation on record, so any future violation would result in actual sentencing, rather than just probation. Her social life is non-existent. The friend group collapsed. She's blocked or blocked by most people from that circle. The ones who still talk to her apparently do it out of pity, more than actual friendship. Alec's been vocal about the whole situation. He's told people she manipulated both of us, lied about her relationship status, and used him as an exit strategy. That story spread fast. Nobody wants to date someone with that reputation. Actually ran into the guy about 3 weeks ago at a sports spot. He picked up the check for wings. Bro, I owe you an apology. I had no idea what she was doing. You were played same as me. Still, that whole situation was messed up. He shook his head. She tried contacting me again last week, created a fake Instagram account to get around the blocks, sent me this long message about how we were meant to be together, and I just needed to give her another chance. We ended up watching the game together, grabbed food after. He's a decent guy. Neither of us wanted this drama. Now we grab drinks occasionally, which is funny considering where we started. Me? I'm doing fine. Better than fine. Got my charger fixed. Insurance covered most of it after the deductible. Looks brand new. Added more security cameras around my apartment. Upgraded the building's security system in the garage. My boss, Dean, pulled me aside about 2 months after everything settled. HR closed the file on your situation. Everything's documented if it comes up again, but officially you're clear. Also, I'm putting you up for senior logistics coordinator. You handled this whole mess without letting it affect your work. That shows character. Got the promotion 3 weeks later. $12,000 raise. New title. More responsibility, but I was ready for it. Living alone is peaceful. No drama. No surprise parties for ex-boyfriends. No one ending leases without confirming housing plans. Just me, my space, my schedule. The wedding I was supposed to have in April? That month is coming up in a few weeks. When April arrives, I'll be in Sacramento for a work conference. Probably won't think about it much. Living my best life. Brett already texted asking if I was okay about the approaching date. Apparently, Paige has been posting cryptic things on social media about what could have been, and people are concerned about me. I'm fine. I'll be in a hotel room reviewing shipping manifests and eating room service. The ring? I sold it. Got $7,200 for it. Used part of that money to upgrade my home office setup and take a weekend trip to Portland. Much better use of $8,000 than sitting in a drawer. Paige's mother still occasionally tries to cause problems. She called my work one more time about 2 months after everything settled. Dean forwarded her to our legal department. They sent her a cease and desist letter. Haven't heard from her since. 4 months ago, I walked into a surprise birthday party for someone else. Today, she's the one surprised by how completely her life fell apart from one decision. People ask if I'm angry about it. Honestly, number. I'm grateful. She showed me exactly who she was before I married her, before we bought a house, before we had kids. Before I was stuck with someone who throws parties for ex-boyfriends. Got a text from Miles last week. Final payment cleared. Case closed. Good luck with everything. Replied, appreciate everything you did. So that's it. She gave me the gift of clarity. Just not the way she intended. Happy birthday to me. The best thing I did was dodging that bullet. Guys, we are so close to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps hit that 100,000 mark. Thanks for making this dream come true.